What are your thoughts about the month of September? And have we gone too far with this whole pumpkin spice thing?
Oh, yes. And we're going to explore these questions and more in today's CampTown Hall.
Oh, hey, happy campers! Welcome to another CampTown Hall. Can you believe it? We are in the month of September.
Okay, stop.
That is like, that song never gets old. Like, I heard it probably 15 or 16 times in different stores and such in the month of August. And so they were just ramping us up for the month of September.
No, the song does get old.
No, it's great. It's fun. You just can't stop grooving to it. And have you seen the music video for that song?
What is Bada Ya anyway?
Oh, we'll get to that.
Oh my.
Well, we're so excited you're here for another episode of CampTown Hall.
That's right. And we're going to call this CampTown Hall meeting to order. And today we have a new feature. It's called the CampTown Hall Forum. And, you know, like any good CampTown.
Whoa, wait. That's why we call it CampTown Hall, like it's a town hall? Oh! I finally got it. Got it. Well, let's call this CampTown Hall meeting to order.
Okay. So we want to make sure that, you know, we're entertaining. Which,
right. Well,
when
yes.
you've seen it, wildly entertaining.
This is why people keep coming back. They want to hear more of the golden pipes that are Caleb Rankin. Yes.
But we also want, you know, you to be informed and educated a bit. So we're going to begin a forum with a written statement from our producer, Michael.
Wait. Michael's got a statement.
Yeah.
Did we field this first? Or we... Oh, no, look, here it is.
There it is.
Wow, okay. Well, I guess I'll read the statement. And do you have is there some sort of response we're supposed to have to this?
Just read the statement, then we'll figure it out.
Okay, I apologize in advance for what I'm about to read. It goes, as summer comes and goes, we are left with the worst way to end it every year, September. Sure, September, quote unquote, connects summer and fall, but for most people, it's simply there and doesn't hold any purpose. September is just 30 days that needed a month. And what does September have to offer? Nothing. Much like Idaho, September is empty and full of nothingness. It is the most boring time of the year. September is the Thursday of the year. It's garbage, and I hate it. Now, wait a minute. First of all, I'm going to apologize to anybody who has a birthday in September or maybe an anniversary or something in September. And then I'm going to apologize to the entire state of Idaho. I'm sorry. Did he really want to go with Idaho?
Well, in conversation with him, I did try to suggest some alternatives.
There are so many better places that we would say, yeah.
I threw out Siberia.
Okay.
But Siberia has bears, and he's a fan of bears.
Okay.
I threw out Antarctica.
Which there's hardly anything there.
Penguins. He said Antarctica has penguins.
And Idaho doesn't have
Idaho
penguins.
has 0 penguins.
But Idaho probably has bears. I would imagine there's some bears. It's kind of up north. And where would we get our French fries without Idaho? So I apologize to Idaho. The thoughts and opinions of Michael do not necessarily reflect everybody's opinions. I've never been to Idaho, but I love your taters.
Okay, so I have prepared a forum and some information about September that I would like to educate you on.
So we're gonna beef up September. And then by maybe at the end of this, Idaho will be proud to be like September.
Yes, that is my goal.
See, I love September. I'm going to be honest. Before you get into your reasons why we should, I love it because it's when weather starts to get cooler and we start to, yes, technically it's more days of summer in September than of fall, but it's the gateway to the fall.
Right.
And, people start having all sorts of, these fun little festivals. Like every weekend this month, there's a festival in our town of some sort. Like we got the Greek festival and the Japanese festival, and then some places are having Oktoberfest in September, which I disagree with. That's not.
Sorry.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Sorry.
And this is why we can never do a podcast, because Kim just sneezes. And literally got my leg wet with that sneeze. That's disgusting. I'm going to take a break and go shower.
No, I have a forum. I have a forum.
We have a festival every month, every week this month. We have the Japanese festival. We have the Greek festival. Some people are already having Oktoberfest, which I do not agree with. I think Oktoberfest should obviously be in the month of
October.
Help me out there. Yes, October. Okay, but so I like September. I think it's a great month. Some people don't because of school, and I get that. I don't think it's. I do kind of agree with the Thursday though. It's kind of like the Thursday, but I get excited on Thursdays because that means the weekend is really close. And it's kind of like when September's coming, we're getting into all the fall and then the winter funness, the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, all that. So I'm a fan of September, of Thursday, and of Idaho. We love you, Idaho.
Love you, Idaho. Okay, so here is my forum for fun facts about September. Are you ready? You're about to be educated.
I'm ready. I love being educated. But the thing is this, most of the feedback we've been getting is people enjoy it. So it can't just be educational because then they're going to feel like they're in school. So can it be edutaining? Can it be educating and entertaining? You bring the education, leave the entertainment up to me.
For today, yes. And then next week, you're going to do the forum.
So this forum, you have not shared anything with me on it.
No.
So everything that we hear, you listener and I are hearing together for the first time. So prepare to be amazed and edutained.
Edutained. Okay. So September, the word September comes from the Roman word septem, meaning 7, because in the Roman calendar, it was the 7th month of the year.
But that's not so, because now it's the 9th month
Correct.
of the year. So it's a misnomer.
Correct.
It's falsely named. Now, why did this happen? What happened? Why is September? Because when you think about it, October, oct, is 8, and November, NOV, is like a root word for the number 9, and December, where we get decimal, is like 10, but that's obviously 2 months off on each of those. What happened to September, October, November, December? What went wrong?
Well, there were a couple of emperors, Caesars, that wanted...
The Caesars. Man, I love their salads.
They wanted
good salad.
Months named after them, so that's where we get August and July. Augustus and Julius.
Wow, thanks, Caesars. Thank you for throwing a perfectly decimated, is that the right word?
I don't think so.
Decimaled. We had a perfect 10-month year, and they had to blow it because they wanted their names on a few months. So I would say July and August are the garbage months, Michael.
Okay.
I mean, come on. We're not even Romans anymore. We're Americans.
Oh my. Okay, so fall does start on September 23rd. That's the autumnal equinox.
23rd?
Yes.
I always thought it was like the 21st or 22nd.
Not this, no. September 23rd.
Maybe it's, okay, I got you. So basically we're full on on the 23rd.
Yeah.
Okay.
More people are born in September than any other month.
That is very interesting.
So that
Probably because January is so cold, and I'm just going to leave it at that.
Thank you. All right, so now there are several weird holidays that we can look forward to celebrating in September, and I have a list of my favorites.
Okay, because, that's one of the things Michael was saying was that there's really nothing in September, even though we have our equinox, right?
Yes.
And that's really fun. It's like when you were a kid, whenever it was an equinox, did you try to stand an egg up on its end?
Never.
Really? So
Never.
that's like the thing you're supposed to be able to do. And I did it several times, is when it's an equinox, meaning that the sun, in case you're wondering, the sun is directly above the equator. That's what it means. And so whenever the earth is going around the sun and tilting and all that, on the equinoxes, spring and fall, the earth is directly above the equator, which means like the gravitational pull is straight up. I don't know. I'm not sciencing this, but
You're not sciencing.
I'm not sciencing it properly. I know that. But because the sun is, I guess, directly above the equator, they say, and I've done it, you can stand an egg up on end without any help. It's upright. And so it looks really cool. So this month, you'll be able to try that at home, kids. You'll be able to
Mark your calendars for September 23rd. It is stand an egg on its
end day. Yeah, forget calling it the equinox. Call it egg day. It's egg day.
Okay.
Upright egg day.
Are you
like
ready
that.
for the weird holidays in September?
I'm looking forward to this. I'm going to actually put these in my calendar so that I can celebrate all the fun things that are happening in September.
You're going to want to celebrate all of these.
Great.
Today is actually a weird holiday.
Today is Thursday the 5th.
Yes.
September 5th on the date of release. Now, if you're listening to this after we've released it, I'm sorry you missed this holiday. But if you're listening it today, get ready to celebrate.
Today is National Cheese Pizza Day.
Oh, dude, I'm totally celebrating that one.
Come on.
Yes. Yeah, we have a Little Caesars 10 steps from our house. It's so close. And we can do that. For us it'll be tomorrow. But today, as far as you're concerned, I'm getting a cheese pizza.
I know. Okay, so there is Grandparents' Day on Sunday the 8th.
Sunday the 8th. So if you're listening to it on Sunday, happy Grandparents' Day, grandparents.
Okay, now I'm going to list all of these dates out in the description of this episode.
Okay.
So I'm just going to name off the holidays. But
maybe we'll post them on our Instagram each day too. So
Yeah.
whenever that day is happening, we'll post it on Instagram to help remind you. So if you're following us on Instagram at CampTown Media, you can know what great holiday it is too.
All right, so here we go. The month of September has National Video Games Day.
Oh, there you go. There you go. That's a great holiday. For some people, every day is National Video Games Day.
Yes,
in fact,
but
Michael, our producer who wrote this, should be thankful for September because it introduces probably his favorite holiday, National Video Games Day.
Okay, there's also National Coloring Day.
What day is this?
National Coloring Day is on September 14th.
So we're supposed to color things.
Yes.
Awesome. I love coloring.
Yes.
Okay, so what are we going to color?
Whatever we want.
We are not painting. We'll stick to Crayola. We're sticking to Crayola.
Huh. There's a whole realm of possibilities
The
in my
thought
head now.
I just put into her head. I'm
Huh.
going to regret that.
I paint so many
September
things.
14th is National Caleb's Regretting What He Said Day.
But the 15th of September is Wife Appreciation Day.
Looks like I'm painting either way this month. So.
Okay, we also have in this month National Guacamole Day,
Love it.
National Cheeseburger Day.
Cheese pizza and cheeseburger in the same month.
Oh, but wait. International.
So this is worldwide. So people listening all over the world, you can celebrate this one. What is this?
Talk Like a Pirate Day.
Ahoy, matey! What day is that?
That is the 19th.
So if you're listening to this on the 19th, ahoy, matey! This be the month of September. Arr!
Okay, we have National Queso Day.
So there's a whole lot of cheese in the month of September. Cheese
It's
pizza.
a really good month.
And it's a whole lot of Mexican food. So you got guacamole and queso. And this is September is shaping up to be an amazing month.
We haven't even gotten to the best one yet.
And you know what you haven't mentioned, and I'm so thankful, you haven't mentioned anything involving pumpkin spice. There's not pumpkin spice in September. Throw that out. Leave that for at least October. No, we're going to have queso and cheese pizza and cheeseburgers. Yeah, I'm going to have a cheese pizza with hamburger meat on top of it, queso on top of that, and then throw guacamole on top of that and just have all of it in once. It's going to be delicious.
Actually sounds not too bad.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what's next?
Batman Day.
Oh my goodness.
Batman Day is September 21st. Batman Day.
Now, do we know why it's Batman Day?
No, it just is, according to nationaltoday.com, Batman Day. Now,
so on September 21st, we all walk around talking like this, right?
well, you can.
Because it's Batman Day.
It's for you. Yeah,
Good thing that didn't land on the same day as Talk Like a Pirate Day, because then it would be like, ahoy, mateys, you be walking the plank. It'd be fun.
That would be fun. Now, this is my holiday.
Wait, National Wife's Day wasn't your holiday?
No, that's a good one. But
Okay.
I have a great affinity for this next holiday.
Let's hear it.
Hobbit Day.
Hobbit Day. The day all the littler people can be excited.
Hobbit Day.
And the people with hairy feet like me can be excited. That's awesome.
Okay, now the last two I just threw in there because they were weird. There is National Dogs in Politics Day.
Dogs in politics?
Mm-hmm.
So that's when dogs announce their candidacies.
Or, I guess if someone famous in politics has a dog and the dog is well known, it's Dogs in Politics Day. But there is a week in September that I thought was interesting.
It gets its whole week?
It's the week of September 24th through October 1st. It is Deaf Dog Awareness Week.
Deaf Dog Awareness Week. And that really strikes close to home because we have a dog that is deaf. I'm confident our dog Toby is deaf. It's become clear over the last couple years because like I'll make noises right next to him and he'll just stare off into space, and then like I'll touch him and it startles him. So I know he's not like, it's not that he's like spacing out or whatever. He's just think
Toby gets a week.
Toby's gonna get a week. Oh, poor Toby. He won't know about it. I'll tell him, hey, Toby, happy Deaf Dog Week, and he will not know.
No, but he gets a week. Now, I've pulled some historical facts from this day in history.
Okay.
All right. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
September 5th, this day in history. This is what happened.
What year? Are you going to give the year to?
I'm going to give the year. Okay.
Can we guess the year? You tell us what happened, and I'll try to guess the year.
All right.
See how good I am with my history.
September 5th. The Great Fire of London ended. 13,000 buildings, including St. Paul's Cathedral, were destroyed, but only 6 people are known to have died.
Wow, that's actually kind of a big deal because London's huge and full of people. We've been to St. Paul's Cathedral.
Uh-huh.
Beautiful. I guess they rebuilt it. How does stone burn, though? Is it like all the stuff inside that was not like the wood?
I don't know.
All right, September 5th in this day in history. I'm going to go with 1874.
You are 200 years off. It is 1666.
That was a long time ago.
The fire
1666.
started.
So that was after Shakespeare, though, because he was in the early 1600s.
Mm-hmm.
So Shakespeare is not to blame for this fire.
No, the fire began on September 2nd and ended on September 5th.
Wow.
Okay.
Did a cow knock a lantern over for that one?
No.
No? Okay.
Poor Mrs. McCleary.
Fun fact, that didn't happen in Chicago either. It was totally, we learned that in Chicago. There was no cow to blame for that, or Mrs. O'Leary to blame for that.
Yes. So, okay, so this next fun fact, I giggled out loud.
Okay.
And anytime I see something that relates to this fact, I giggled.
Hit me.
Okay. Do you want to guess the year again?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to always guess the year.
Okay. Peter the Great of Russia decreed a tax on beards. When a citizen had more than 2 weeks' worth of growth, a tax had to be paid, and the person was granted a 2-sided token stating, "The beard tax has been taken, and the beard is a superfluous burden."
What was that word again?
Superfluous.
Superfluous. Burden.
Mm-hmm. The beard is a burden.
You know what? If we implemented that tax, there would be a lot of people taxed. There's, beards are back.
Oh.
Now, I, on the other hand, have not got 2 weeks of growth. Mine is trimmed. I just trimmed it like 2 days ago. So I'm good.
But we saw a friend last night with
I have a friend last night that
great big beard.
It's so long he has to blow dry it. So that's, that it gives you a hint on it, on how long his is. So he has to blow dry it and comb it, and probably puts more effort into his beard than I probably put into my whole body getting ready for any given day. So, okay, so the year of this
beard
day,
tax.
The beard tax. Let's go with 1704.
1698.
Hey, I wasn't too far off.
No, that was better.
I was only 6 years off on that one.
That was better.
1698, the beard tax is enacted. Great.
Okay. All right. On this day in history, Sam Houston was elected as the first president of the Republic of Texas.
That's right. Texas had a president for a while.
Uh-huh. What year was he elected?
Well, we had to have Texas at the point, but not the full United States. So, 1795.
1836.
Wow, I was way off on that one. Really? Sam Houston, the president of Texas.
Yes.
Do we know how many presidents Texas has had since
No.
Houston?
I didn't look that up.
That's interesting.
Okay. Now, this is a sports fact, but I threw it in here because I thought it was
I'm going to
fun.
nail it then. If it's sports, and can I call my friend Jason? Because he probably would be able to help me with this.
Okay. Actually, I thought of my friend Brooke.
Okay.
When I read this. The first legal forward pass in American football was thrown by Bradley Robinson of St. Louis University to teammate Jack Schneider for a 22-0 victory over Carroll College.
Now, I do know for a fact that it would have been during the time of Theodore Roosevelt, because it was during his presidency that the forward pass was made a thing. I do remember reading or hearing about that.
Wow.
It was on an episode of Adam Ruins Everything when he talks about how bad football
Okay.
is. Sorry, football people. But so I'm going to go. I don't remember when his presidency was, though. So I'm going to go with 1927.
1906.
Wow. See how bad I am at that?
1906.
1906. Forward pass is invented. Well, it's first done. It's first thrown.
The first legal.
First legal one.
Okay.
Right, because it was not a legal pass before that. And then they realized people are getting really hurt with their leather helmets.
Yeah.
And so they decided, let's throw the ball occasionally to keep people from getting concussed.
That's good. It was a good move. And it, won them the game. So, okay, this day in history, President FDR declared U.S. neutrality at the start of World War II in Europe. Dun, dun, dun.
1939.
Correct!
Yes! Yes!
Come on!
Yes! And I didn't read over your shoulder. That one was all me. I just had to remember when the war started. So
Very good.
No,
okay.
wait, what day in history is it? Are we talking about like Thursday? The day this
Yes,
podcast
this
is
is
released?
all September 5th.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. You started saying that. I was like, oh, what are we talking about? So if you're listening to this on Thursday, this is when it happens. If not, just think September 5th. Okay.
All right. This day in history, September 5th, Voyager 1 was launched and has been traveling for 42 years to the outer solar system.
72.
77.
I was 2 years old. I was 2 years old when that launched. Voyager 2, and it's still out there. Well, obviously, we're not bringing it back.
Yeah, it's still going. It's still going.
Wow.
Okay, and on this day, September 5th, Mother Teresa died in Calcutta, India at the age of 87.
I remember when I remember hearing about that. Let's go with 19. Am I right so far?
Oh.
90.
Yeah?
93.
1997.
Oh, I was way off, actually.
Okay, and I have one more thing to present to you.
Okay.
Okay, this is super strange, but I had to throw it in there because it just amused me. Okay, it's called The Lost 11 Days. Are you ready?
Lost 11 days. Sounds like some sort of science fiction novel or something.
You'd think, but it's not. Okay, The Lost 11 Days. In 1752, Britain moved from the Julian calendar, the one that follows the solar year, to the
Right.
Gregorian calendar.
That follows Greg. Greg's calendar.
Greg's calendar.
What?
Okay, so the Julian calendar is based on 365.25 days of the year,
Uh-huh.
which it can cause the calendar to fall out of line with
I
the
gotta get
seasons.
my calculator out. Okay, 365.2. Okay, ready?
Okay, but they moved because the calendar was not lining up with the seasons
It's
anymore.
not a solar year. It was a lunar year.
So they moved to the Gregorian calendar, which is based on... are you
Greg.
ready? It's based on
Good job, Greg.
365.24219 days in a year. And then they threw in a leap year every 4 years. So,
Except every 100 years, they don't do that leap year.
huh.
Do you know that? Because in 2000, it should have been a leap year, but it wasn't.
It wasn't. I didn't know that.
Every 100 years, yeah.
But the Gregorian calendar helps keep the calendar in the seasons in check. So winter is actually, November, December, January rather
When it's
than
supposed to be.
when it's supposed to be.
Because would it like beforehand move around, basically?
Yeah, that's why they moved from the Julian to the Gregorian, because the calendar and the seasons were getting
It's
off.
because the Caesars went and messed with it. That's what happened. Way to go, Caesars.
Okay, so in 1752, Britain made that change from one calendar to another calendar, right? Now get this. When Britain switched in 1752, September 3rd became September 14th.
What happened to those 11 days?
As a result,
Dun,
nothing.
dun, dun!
As a result,
Sorry.
nothing whatsoever happened in British history between September 3rd and September 13th, 1752. It actually caused riots. People believed their lives would be shortened as a result and took to the streets chanting, "Give us back our 11 days."
Which they were wrong. And on paper, their lives would have gotten 11 days longer no matter what. Huh?
But they were...
Come on. On paper, it'd been like, what if they died somewhere in that time? It's like, well, they wouldn't have died. They would have either died on the 3rd or the 14th. But
Yeah.
then it was like, or what if they were born like, well, you were supposed to have been born on September 4th, but now you're born on September 15th or something like that.
So it's the lost 11 days. I thought that was interesting.
It's very interesting. I feel so much smarter. My brain is wrinklier now thanks to that. I appreciate that.
Wrinklier. You
forgot one amazing thing. Michael didn't know this. We did have to inform him. One amazing thing that happened in September happened on September 1st, 1995. Anybody guess?
Dun, dun, dun.
So that was the day that Kim and I started dating. So
Ooh.
September 1st, 1995 is quite a fun little way it happened because we were in college and we lived in the same dorm. And I was an RA in that dorm and Kim was not, but she worked the reception area. So we got to know each other and we're hanging out and we're friends.
Whoa. You need to tell them how we met.
No, we're gonna skip that.
No.
We're gonna skip that.
No.
That would have been before September. That was in August. If we were doing an August podcast, I could talk about how we met.
No, because it was lame.
Thank you. This is our meet cute. This is how we met. Okay, I was an RA.
I was cute, and you woke up from a nap.
I was an RA, and so I had a lot of friends that were RAs, and I took a nap, and it was like on a Saturday or something, and I took a nap, and I woke up. Actually, it was probably a Sunday because that was like the only meal they didn't serve in the meal halls, and so it was probably a Sunday afternoon. I woke up, and like all my RA friends had gone somewhere else, and it was like very early in the school year, so it was August, so school had just started. But people were still getting used to things. But all my RA friends, the only people I really knew in that building because we'd gone through training together, they'd all gone like their own way for dinner, and I couldn't find anybody to hang out with. I was like, and see hang out with people, and so I went down to the front desk where Kim was working, and lo and behold, there she was, and I was like, well, guess I'll just hang out with her for a little while. So there I was with pillow face and bedhead and like talking to Kim. So there you go. There's nothing cute about that meet cute, okay?
It's just as funny.
I was uggo. I had the worst looking hair and face and clothing possible. We're not going to talk about the clothing I wore. I was into trends then, not even good trends.
Yes, you were.
So anyway, that was August. This is September 1st. And again, I think I probably woke up from a nap, and then Kim and I were talking. We were like bored, and we're like, well, what are we gonna do today? And she came up with this idea. We have a friend named Jason, and he wasn't an RA, he was just a friend of ours, and he had a room in our dorm. And she's like, well, you can get keys to any dorm, which would have been wrong for me to do. It would have been against the rule for me just to go into anyone's room.
Yes,
but she's like, but we could fill up a bunch of balloons and throw them in his room. And if anybody asks, we just say, it's his birthday.
It was a friendly, happy prank.
Yes. Kim was into pranking people.
It was a happy
She
prank.
wasn't as friendly when she pranked me. I'll just put it that way. She pranked me in a worse way.
Did.
With Jason, she's like, let's just fill his room up with balloons and it'll be funny. And well, if anybody asks us, we'll say, it's Jason's birthday. This is why we're illegally keying into his room. And so we keyed into his room, shoved it full of balloons, locked the door, and then waited for him to come back. And then he comes back, and we jokingly said, happy birthday! Because that was like the front for what we were doing. Guess what?
It was his birthday.
It was his birthday. He's like, how did you know? And we're like,
he didn't tell a single person.
No.
It was his birthday, and he was shocked. And so then we felt really cool and also kind of terrible.
A little bad about that.
We had pranked him.
But it was great because his room was full of balloons. So it was like he had his own little surprise party with 2 other people. But he was blessed. He had a great time. And then we all decided to go out and have ice cream to celebrate his birthday. And then we went and saw a movie. And then we started holding hands and things like that. So that's how we started dating on September 1st, 1995. That's the better meet cute, not the bedhead pillow face.
I know, but I like that one too.
Okay. So anyway, that's why September is so special, is because Kim and I started dating in September. So we just celebrated our 24th dating anniversary, right? Wasn't it the 24th?
It was 24 years.
So that's another reason why September is amazing. And of course, there's another one.
I'm ready.
Body up, city Okay, I'm sorry. The song September, you didn't even bring that up.
Stop.
Earth, Wind, and Fire, the song September. If you've not heard this, you've probably been living in a cave or another country. I don't know. I would guess other countries play
Can
this
I
song.
go to your cave in another country to get away from the song?
You had your forum. It's time for mine. And so I'm going to give a little bit of information about that song. First of all, it is catchy. Obviously, you cannot get the song out of your head once it's in your head.
No, I've
Come on, I
tried.
guarantee there are people listening to it right now that it's in their head just from me doing those few little bars of it. And so, September by Earth, Wind, and Fire, it's one of those catchy songs, but it also has some of the dumbest lyrics on the planet. We would all agree, right? What does ba de ya mean? You want to know what it means?
I would love to know what it means.
Do you want to know the deep dark secret of ba de ya? It means absolutely nothing. It has nothing to do. So
Why is it in there?
okay, so there was the lead singer, Maurice White, right? Maurice White. He was the lead singer of Earth, Wind, and Fire, and he hired someone named Allie Willis to help him write the song. And they're coming up with, the idea of, they want it to be fun, they want it to be memorable, they want it to be like almost nostalgic. And so that's why it starts out with the first three words are,
Do you remember?
do you remember? So it's like kind of banking on nostalgia, which is, it's always a good selling point. Nostalgia sells, okay? And so when it's doing that. And so the idea behind it was not so much about, being lyrically perfect, but it was about having fun and that nostalgia and just the great rhythm. And so basically, this Allie Willis was getting frustrated because basically Maurice White would always kind of body into any lyrics until he found what he wanted. So it was just the way he would do it. Like it was kind of like scat, and things like that. And so until he came up with the lyrics he wanted to say, it was just we'll just body or whatever. But those lyrics kept not getting replaced. The rest of the song, but then there was even the ba-doo, ba-doo. You're gonna love this. I'm singing a lot in this episode.
Oh, it is the best.
But those would not go away, and she was getting frustrated, and she questioned him, why are we not getting rid of this? And he's like, why not? I mean, who cares? And so his point was, and this is kind of what he learned, this is what the lesson she learned is that for Maurice White, in songwriting, was never to let the lyric get in the way of the groove. And that's a great lesson. Just don't let the lyrics get in the way of the groove, kids. That's what we need to learn. Which, I'm sorry, sometimes there are lyrics out there and you're just like, no, they probably shouldn't have. They probably should have let the groove just do it instead of having, because there's some songs out there you're just like, what are they even singing about? But Earth, Wind, and Fire, they didn't care. They're just gonna we don't care. People are gonna love it. And here we are many, many, many years later, still singing September, and we love it. And if you haven't checked out the music video, go to YouTube and check out September, Earth, Wind, and Fire. It is hilarious, and it's
Really
so
colorful.
very colorful. Some would even call it trippy. But yeah, it was a very interesting song. So there's my little forum bit on the song September by Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Are you going to sing this song all month? Is this what I have to look forward to?
I can't promise I won't. It is. It gets in my head. I don't know why. And here's the thing.
It comes out of your mouth.
Pretty much throughout the month of August even, because I would hear it, and then I'd start singing it, and Kim's like, really? And so, that's the song in our house often. Maybe I just need to get on Spotify, play it, and then get it out of my system. And maybe the first thing in the day, I'll play it, and then I'll have it out of my system. But
Oh my.
but that's a fun thing about September. September, do you remember? And then the 21st night of September doesn't have any significance. So except for whatever
It's Batman Day.
Batman Day. Now we know why. Do you remember 21st night of September?
It's Batman
Batman Day. Now we know what they were singing about. Earth, Wind, and Fire, and Batman.
And Batman.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's
Come on, Michael. You're going to love September after this.
September's great. Batman Day, talk like a pirate day. It's going to be, and then all the food, it's going to be so good. Now, speaking of food, though, there is something about September I dislike. And we mentioned at the beginning of the show, and that is the whole debacle with pumpkin spice. The pumpkin spice debacle. I think we've gone too far.
It's gotten a little out of hand.
Yeah, I mean, it's like whenever Kleenex starts making pumpkin spice tissues, you know you've gone too far.
No.
I'm just kidding on that one, but you mark my words, they'll probably do it now. It'll be like pumpkin spice. When you sneeze, it'll smell like pumpkin spice. And, it was fun at first. There was some novelty to it when Starbucks came out with the pumpkin spice latte. But now it's just like, it's just too much. Everything. There's pumpkin spice cereal, like 3 or 4 different. I saw Frosted Flakes, Cheerios, and all that. And like everything has a pumpkin spice to it. And it's in September, which again, I would say if you're going to do pumpkin spice, October's a better month. October, November, because that's when you actually eat a lot of pumpkin stuff. You do the jack-o'-lanterns in October. You do pumpkin pie for Thanksgiving and all that. But that means we've got like probably 3 months of pumpkin spice everything. And I don't know if I can do another year of it. It's just, I don't know.
We need a new spice. We need a campaign for a new spice. I think September should be Nutmeg Month.
Nutmeg Month. Nutmeg.
I'm going to write it in.
Dear Starbucks, we want nutmeg lattes, which I think nutmeg is in pumpkin spice. If I'm not mistaken, nutmeg's already in there. But yeah, it's way too hard. Now, when we get into close, and they already have it out. Some places already have the peppermint. Now, I do like that, like peppermint mocha and things like that. I'm a fan of that.
That's delightful.
It tastes like Christmas. But pumpkin spice, it's too far. Now, I'm going to be honest, though.
Okay.
When it comes to my desserts, one of my favorite desserts in where we live, and a lot of places in the country now, is a place called Andy's, which serves amazing frozen custard. And they do pumpkin pie concretes. And it's just not just the spice. It is the whole slice of pumpkin pie in your concrete. Now that I can get behind. But that's an entire piece of pie, not just the spice.
Yeah, that is good. The apple pie one is better.
Agree to disagree. We'll agree that you're wrong on that. Pumpkin.
Whoa, I'm not wrong. No.
Pumpkin pie concrete. All right, so here's the thing. The question of the day then, on our website, you can go, and you can also respond on our social media. We'll put it out there too on the Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. The question of the day is, what are your thoughts on the month of September, first of all? Is it garbage? Is it the Thursday of the year? What do you think? And then, have we gone too far with pumpkin spice? And of course, the answer is yes.
We have.
That's a rhetorical question. We all know we have. Even the people that love pumpkin spice probably are aware that it's gone too far. You may be like, I love my PSL, but pumpkin spice diapers, do we really need that?
Oh, that's
again, they don't have it. They don't have that. But do we really need to go this far with the pumpkin spice? I say we do not.
No, we don't.
But you can share your thoughts with us as well. So on our website, we're going to actually have to where you can put the question. You can answer the question with a sentence or with multiple words. And so
multiple words.
That's right. It's not going to be multiple choice this time.
Use
it's multiple words.
words.
And so we're going to ask you, what are your thoughts on September? Is it the Thursday of the year? Is it a garbage month? I feel like we have vindicated September, thereby also vindicating Idaho. So way to go, Idaho!
Way to go, Idaho!
And we love September. I've always loved September, especially since I've met Kim. I can't say September's ever been a bad month because ever since I've met Kim, our anniversary of dating is in September. So we love it. But I think it's time for you guys to share your responses with us. And so and it's time for us to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye to you.
No!
Come on, one last time.
Fine.
Say, do you remember? All right, that's it. We'll see you next time.
See ya.